Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live cooking show. My name is Kimberly, and this is Chef Jasmin. She's going to be my helper today. We've got a great menu planned for you today. My pampered friend Kelly is here to help us. We've got a few snack ideas for you to help get you through the holidays with Christmas and New Year's and Super Bowl coming. We thought this would be a great theme for us today. So Kelly's going to get us started here.
Hey guys, how is everybody today? All right, I am actually going to make kind of like the classic Chex Mix, but I'm doing a Pampered Chef spin on it. Instead of using the seasoning packet that you can buy in the stores for the Chex Mix, I'm actually going to be using some Pampered Chef spices. I think it tastes so much better. I know what's in our spices and ingredients, and I know that they're a lot better for us than so much preservatives added to those packets and stuff. I just think it tastes so much better. Actually, my friend Sarah, that is a consultant up in the Door County area, gave me this recipe years ago of what she does. And I've just kind of done a little twist on it, and I just love it. So first off, a lot of people make their Chex Mix in just a sheet pan and they'll toss it, or I've even heard of people doing it in their crock pots. I've never done it that way. But what I do is I love this large cast iron enamel skillet. I'm going to actually put my, can you guys see that? Oh, now you can't see me really, can you? Let's see. Hold on. My head's kind of cut off a little bit, but that's all right. But you can see the big rectangle baker. This one is bigger than a 9 by 13. I think it's an 11 by 14. Does that sound right, Kim? I think it is. Yeah. 11 by 14. And so I just use this instead of doing it on a sheet pan, because I feel like you have more control when you're stirring, because this is something that has to be stirred and tossed like every 15 minutes. So I don't do mine all with Chex Mix. I do it with, my favorite is Crispex. So I do a whole box. It's the the smaller 9.6 ounce box of Crispex. And then I'm going to put in, I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit here. I'm going to take, I had pretzels already in hand, so I thought I will just go ahead and just use the pretzel sticks, because I use these for another recipe. So I'm like, I might as well just use these up instead of buying a new bag. But they're a little bit long, so I'm going to just put them in a Ziploc bag. And when we've got to crush up things, I love to use my meat tenderizer. I don't know if anybody has this, but it's smooth on one side, so it's great for pounding out chicken breasts and stuff. But then you can unscrew it, the handle unscrews, and if you flip it over, it's got all of the prongs here. So if you actually need to tenderize meat, you can just flip it around and do it that way. So I'm just gonna gently just kind of crunch these up a little bit, just so they're not quite as big. I don't want them in like itty bitty little pieces, but just so they're not quite as long. I'm sure Ziploc, when they made these bags, never thought that people would be using them for things like this. Since we just use them for everything, don't we? All right, so I'm going to put my pretzel sticks in there. So that just helped a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to do 4 cups of wheat Chex. So this is an old Pampered Chef measuring cup that I have that measures actually out to 3 cups. So I'm just going to grab this. So this is 3. And then I'm just going to grab this one because it's easier to see the measurements. These easy read measuring cups, they come in a set of 4. So they have 1/4 of a cup, a 1 cup, a 2 cup, and a 4 cup, but they're easy read. So you can see the measurements. The nice thing is the measurements are all embossed into the plastic on an angle. So even if you're needing to pour into them, you can still see where you're measuring. That's what I absolutely love about them. You're not having to do one of these and making sure you're in the right spot and everything. These are dishwasher safe, and They can also go in the microwave. So if you need to melt butter and stuff like that, you could use these. So I've got that in there. And then this is my one that I've kind of changed. When I got the original recipe, it was Cheerios. I actually like to use multigrain Cheerios in this because they have a little bit of sweetness to them. So even though I'm going to be putting like some garlic spice and different things, you know, like more of a savory spice to it, these multigrain Cheerios have just this little itty bit of sweetness. And I just love the sweet and salty that it gives it, but it's not like overpowering sweet. So I love to use the multigrain. So I'm just going to do 4 cups of Cheerios. You can totally use regular Cheerios if you wanted to too. And now I know I have a little 17-month-old niece. She's actually 17 months old today. There's all these like veggie and fruit Cheerios now. I don't know if anybody's seen those, but they're like for kids, and they're like the organic ones. But I was down there this weekend, and there was some like berry one, and there was like an apple one that my sister-in-law had. And I even thought to myself, something like that might even be good in here. Some other, you can make like cereal bars with it or something too. That would be really good. I love using our snack bar maker for stuff like that. Okay, so I got all that in here. And then the last thing I'm going to add is you can use whatever kind of nuts you want. I like the mixed nuts, so that's what we use in here. You could leave nuts out if you wanted to too. So I'm just going to do a cup of mixed nuts. And you can see that in this baker, I still have plenty of space to stir in it. And that's the thing. When you're working on a sheet pan, it's like flying into the oven. Even if you're using one with edges, I still feel like I like doing it in a roaster pan a lot better. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna melt some butter. So I've got my 1 cup silicone prep bowl. This will help me not burn my hands. If I put this in the microwave, it stays cool to the touch on the outside. It does have measurements in it. There's a 1 cup, a 2 cup, and a 4 cup, and they all nest down inside of each other with lids. So these are super helpful for all sorts of your melting needs. I've actually even used them because they're so flexible when I've had to crush up like graham crackers for the top of a dessert or something like that. I've even just put them in there and just kind of squish with them. All right, so we're gonna melt that down. I'm gonna use, instead of that packet, I'm gonna use a tablespoon of Pampered Chef's French onion dip mix. I use this for so many things. This has completely replaced like the Lipton French onion soup mixes at my house. So like my roasts, I make obviously French onion dip with it too, but we use this all the time. Anytime things call for like onion, any kind of onion type of flavoring, I usually will just throw this in. I use our 3 onion rub too, but I really, really like the blend that's in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I'm going to put a tablespoon in there. And then this is my all-time favorite Pampered Chef spice. This gets used on the daily in our house. It's the garlic and herb rub. It is so delicious. Same thing with this one. Anything in my house that calls for like garlic powder or garlic salt, this goes in. We use it on our burgers and everything like that. It's kind of, I use our seasoning salt and this. I'll use like both of them when I like season meats and stuff like that to go on the grill. All right, so just gonna give this a mix. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start. The nice thing about these two is you can kind of squeeze them, and then it's got the little pour spout, and then you can pour over. I'm gonna pour like half of it and then start to toss it. I like my scoop and serve to do this with because I can kind of scoop down in it and mix around. So I love the scoop and serve for this. And then just get the rest of it on here. So that was 1 stick of butter, so half a stick of butter. And I can, if anybody would like this, I can send it so Kim has it also and get it to you. So just send me a message if you're one of my customers or guests today. And if you're Kim's, I'll make sure she has it, okay, for what we did with that. All right, so that looks good. I'm going to put it in the oven and I'm going to toss it every 15 minutes for an hour at 250 degrees. Okay. So I'm going to put this one in here. All right, there's that. And then did you want me to talk about the other thing I'm going to be making, or do you want to go for it next, Kim?
I can get this started because then we're just going to kind of be watching it spin for a while, and then we can go over that dip mix. Because I want to talk a little bit about our hop and stir. I call this, yeah, I made us show up down there. Isn't that cool? This is like our ultimate snack machine at home. You can make different kinds of popcorn in here, and today we're going to do nuts. So I have a potluck tomorrow, and I thought I would bring some candied pecans there. Here, I'll move this back and you can sit on this. Okay. All right, my head might be out of the picture here. So, and I also wanted to just kind of show you this. I just got this. It's so cool. It's on sale right now. This is the utensil holder. And it just cleaned up like 2 of my drawers. I'm just amazed by it. So I'm just gonna get my scraper because we're gonna have to scrape down the sides to make sure our nuts don't pop out. But look at this here. This even has a built-in spoon rest. So we're gonna pull that out. I can get that where you can see it here. Hold on, honey. So we can set our utensil right there. So this has 2 settings on it. See it there? It's got the popcorn and the nut setting. On the bottom, it has cord storage. Love it. I have a small kitchen, so anything I can do to save space and keep things organized is a must for me. So I'm gonna just plug this in.
Yes, I love that too. I actually I don't use it as much anymore. I use it taking it back to forth to my cooking shows. Because I have enough drawer space for stuff. But when my old house, oh my gosh, I think I have 2 of them on my counter. Not the stainless steel one, but we used to have a black one, and I would use that one too.
Oh, yeah, I just got it. Michelle showed it in one of her live shows, and I didn't even know it had the spoon rest. I had no idea how much you could pack in there. I'm not even done cleaning out my cabinets. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
So in order to do the nuts, we don't need the top, but I wanted to at least show it to you. So when you make the popcorn, you take the top part off here and it's got the holes. So while your popcorn's popping, you can have your butter melting right onto your popcorn, which is awesome. And then when it's done, you just pop this on and it becomes a bowl. And your popcorn seeds filter through these little holes and get caught under there. So it gets all your little extra kernels out for you. So you don't have to worry about that. I love you too. Hi, honey. So today we're going to do candied pecans. You can also use the nuts setting to do things like oyster crackers, pretzels. What else have you done in there, Kelly?
I've actually done pumpkin seeds.
Oh, that's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using our mini measure all here, and I'm using brown sugar. You can use brown sugar or white sugar when you're making the nuts. And you can use other things as well. So if you don't like it as sweet, you can mix this up so many different ways. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to mix it up a little bit already. So I'm going to flip this over. So the nice thing about the measure all, you can use it and you just push everything right out. So when you have your packed brown sugar, or if you're using honey or peanut butter or mayonnaise, it just pops right out there. But the other side works as a dry measuring cup as well.
I don't know what I would do without those. I love them.
I know. I absolutely love them. So then I flip it over. So the one side is for that. The other side you can use as a liquid measuring cup, and I'm just using it to measure out my nuts. Pour that in there. And then it calls for a teaspoon of vanilla, and I absolutely love our double vanilla. You can actually use just half of it, but I love vanilla. So I'm still going to use a whole teaspoon. And I'm using our adjustable measuring spoons. These come in 2 sizes. I'm using the larger one because I'm also going to need to use a tablespoon. But you can just adjust it so you don't have to keep dirtying different measuring spoons when you have to measure a bunch of different things. So I've got it set to the teaspoon. Oops, a little extra. Oh, darn.
I know, even though you'd only have to use half of it because it's double spring. I always use the full amount too, because it's just so delicious.
Yes.
And you can get that until December 31st.
Yes.
And then it goes away.
Supplies last.
Yeah.
And then it calls for, so the book that comes with it, I should show you this, comes with just an easy start guide, and it has just the basic popcorn and nut ideas in there. So it calls for 2 tablespoons of water, but I'm going to mix it up here. And instead of doing water, I am going to use this gourmet brown sugar syrup.
Ooh,
last I saw, this was still available, but I think this one is also a while supplies last.
It is, but I think it is still available too. It's so good.
It's so good. So I'm gonna like brown sugar this up. So you can use, again, white sugar. You can use the water instead of this if you don't like it super sweet. You can make it how you want it. Thank you. The other syrup, and this one's one of my favorites, and I think I'm going to try a batch with this also, is the cherry almond syrup. Both of these are great in coffee, great in hot chocolate, great in baked goods. There's so many different options.
I love using them in whipped cream.
Oh, good idea. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of the cinnamon plus, or no, I think I'm gonna use the regular cinnamon since I use the syrup. So I'm just gonna use the regular cinnamon in here, just sprinkle a little bit of that on top.
You got some popcorn.
Another one that's really good on the nuts is the savory maple.
Yeah.
And then I just turn it over to nuts, and it's just gonna start stirring. And then as it goes, I just push it down on the sides if I need to, as it starts to climb up the sides. But it's this easy, and you can do this, like I said, with the oyster crackers. You can do this with pretzels, and you can use more savory type seasonings on those. I like the ranch seasoning. The garlic and herb is really good on there.
Yep.
So many different options to just mix this up. This is our go-to snack machine. We're always making either popcorn or nuts in here. We love making up homemade kettle corn. And you can go
Yes, that's so good.
Yes, and you can go right on your Pampered Chef's.
Can we do that too?
Here, you can do it with this one. You can go right on your consultant's shopping link and search this, and then they've got different ideas. So you can look at nut and popcorn ideas right on our Pampered Chef website. So there's just a whole slew of different things that you can do with this. So
oh my gosh, too. And I've even seen consultants that have done like with like the Fireball whiskey, like make the, I mean, there's like tons of stuff. So even if you went to like Pinterest and looked for like candied nuts or candied or oyster, like seasoned oyster crackers, that kind of stuff, it's amazing. I was even wondering too if you put like I haven't done this one yet, and I haven't really seen anybody, but I wonder if you put like Teddy Grahams on there and put like that brown sugar or in like cinnamon or something, if you could almost make your own flavored like graham crackers. I bet you that would be super good too.
Oh yeah, one of the recipes I was looking at on the website that I think I'm going to try is putting the hot chocolate mix on top of the popcorn while it's still warm.
Oh,
so I've got that hot chocolate gift set, so I want to try that on the popcorn.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to dirty another one right now.
I got that for my nieces and nephews for Christmas, so I'm hoping that they're really going to like that hot chocolate gift set for their families. So I wish it was still available. That one is sold out right now.
That one's sold out so fast. I'm glad I got it when I did. Okay, yeah, you can sit down and get a little bit closer. So we're just going to watch this stir. It takes, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes until it gets the right consistency, and then I just dump it out onto like some tin foil to cool so it doesn't all clump together.
Yeah.
If it makes it that long, because we tend to eat it while it's still warm.
It is nice and yummy when it's warm like that.
Yes, nice and soft. And then I think you had a special dip to show as well.
Yes. So we still have this available right now. It's the peppermint dessert mix. I'm gonna actually use this to take over to my sister-in-law's on Christmas Eve. So I'm gonna make it in a dip form. So to make it in a dip form, you use 4 ounces of cream cheese and the peppermint dessert mix, and then you put 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then you just beat it all together. So that cream is going to kind of whip up, and so it's going to get very fluffy. And then Kim and I were talking about it. I'm going to probably serve it with graham crackers, or I might even get like shortbread cookies or something like that. So I might even, who knows, I might even get a couple of different things. But there is also on this package, there is a recipe for you to make peppermint pie with it. So that one, you beat cream cheese in the dessert mix, and then you add the same thing, the heavy cream, and then you just spread it into the pie crust of your choice. So you can either bake a pie crust, you can make a graham cracker crust. I think it would be also really good with one of those Oreo crusts. So super, festive, but yet, I mean, a lot of people like peppermint too. I was thinking too, I've been seeing a lot of people like on Reels and on Instagram and stuff doing where they fill like a muffin tin with like whipped cream and then put like candies in it. Then they freeze it and they use it as a hot chocolate topper. And I was even wondering too, if you piped this into a cupcake, container and maybe froze it and put it as I think this might be yummy as a hot chocolate topper too. So I was just thinking about that. So I'm going to do that. And then I found this really yummy olive, like cheese ball, if you will. So I'm going to use our dual-sided charcuterie board, and I'll put the peppermint dip on one side of the dish, and I'm going to put the olive dip on the other side of the dish and serve that one with some crackers and stuff like that. And it'll be a nice little thing for me to take to my sister-in-law's. But I'm even thinking to New Year's Eve, like a lot of times on New Year's Eve, we go solely just appetizers at our house on New Year's Eve. So I think it'd be another fun thing for something like that too. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. And this one too is while supplies last, but I'm positive that it's still available. So our cutoff for holiday shipping was yesterday, but if you're in this local area around here, our warehouse is so close that you still may be able to get it before Christmas. At least you would get it by New Year's, I'm sure, if you wanted to use it for that. Okay.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you eating them already? You gotta be careful, they're hot.
Yeah,
So
they're hot.
This is stirring, and they say to wait till it gets to be like a sandy texture. It's just kind of a watch and check. And I know you might have been seeing Jasmin here stirring it quite a bit. You don't really have to stir it that often. She just likes to overhelp. It really does just cook itself and go around. And the base of this is so non-stick. The cleanup is easy. So I've always done candied nuts. It was something that I would take into work potlucks and stuff around the holidays every year, and making it up in pans and on sheet pans and trying to keep that stuff clean. This is so easy to wipe clean. The top part just pops right off. The spinner pops right off, and it cleans up so easy. Whoop, we're going up the side here. See, that's when we gotta hit it down, is when it goes up.
It almost kind of starts to get like a sandy texture, and that's kind of when you know it's getting close to being done. I was so worried that I was gonna get them like they wouldn't be done all the way and like toasted enough, but it's like it does it for you. It's amazing.
Yeah. And we do the kettle corn is the most common popcorn that we do in here, because you go to the fair. We love fair season because we love getting the kettle corn is one of the big things that we get when we go to fairs and festivals and stuff like that. And now that we can make it at home, it's been life changing, because you pay a small fortune for that kettle corn at those events. All right, so this is just about ready here. Starting to clump up and sand up. It clumps up a little bit more when you use the syrups, because we're at a higher sugar content than if we would have done water.
Sure.
So we got to be a little careful that we don't burn it, but okay, this will be our batch. We're obviously not taking it somewhere. Little Miss lick the spatula. This up. Back just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. And it just pops up just like that.
Love that, how you can just lift that right up.
Yep. And then this piece just screws off. So when it comes time to clean it, it screws off so you can get underneath there and clean all that up and get that last nut out. And this piece just work it back on carefully when you're hot. But it locks into place on there then when you're cooking it. Spread it out so it doesn't clump up so much. Let it cool down and it's good to go. It's my taste tester here. Maybe. It's too hot for you, Jasmine. We'll burn Daddy's mouth. And just like that, we got a nice little snack.
Yum.
Ready
Looks
to
good.
go. How's your Chex Mix looking? I bet your house smells great.
Yes, it's about 30 seconds, but I didn't start the timer right away. So I'm going to take it out. And you know what I actually did is I am pampered, not perfect. I forgot to put the Worcestershire in with the butter. So I'm going to just drizzle it on now. No big deal.
Oh,
you know what I
there you
mean?
go. Yeah.
So I'm actually going to pull it out. A lot of times I will just put the, just open and move the rack out and just toss it in the oven. But since I got to pour this on, so 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire, that's what I forgot. And that just really gives it a lot of good flavor too. So I'm going to use my scoop again, get it all tossed around. Like I said, I just love this blend so much better. And I just feel like it's not, when you get like, even if you just buy Chex Mix in the package in the store, it's so salty, you know, and that's what I love about making it at home is you have control over the ingredients that you're putting in it. And you know that even though it's still a snack, it's a little bit more healthy than because you made it yourself. So, all right, I'm going to put it back in. Like I said, I'm going to go 15 minutes, 3 more times, and we'll toss it. I'll toss it again in a little bit here.
Yummy. I know my house smells sweet and wonderful.
Yeah, it smells good in here too. Yeah.
We need smell-o-vision to get the full effect. But
yeah,
you can see how easy it can be to throw together a New Year's party or a Super Bowl party. Because if we were in one house, we could easily be doing both of these at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing now, you know, we're almost to Christmas, but that's what we're already starting to think, like, you know, New Year's, Super Bowl. And, you know, a lot of times I was saying to Kim earlier, a lot of people wait and do their holiday celebrations after the holidays. They're doing that on the weekends in January. So here's a couple of new ideas. And like I said, if anybody wants my version of the Chex Mix, I will send it to Kim. And I can also type up that olive dip that I'm going to do too. So you guys have it. So it was just a recipe I saw pop up on Facebook and I'm like, that looks delicious and festive and yum. So I'm going to try that too.
Yeah. I think we're going to try that for New Year's. That sounds good. I'd love to
have
that.
Yeah.
So, and I just wanted to let you guys know, if you want to pick this up, it's normally $99. But if you want to get it for $39.60, or if you want to get it for free, we do have some different options for you. So ask your consultant, let them know what price you want to pay. Do you want to pay $99? Do you want to pay $39.60, or do you want it for free?
Yep.
And we will let you know how to make that happen.
Sounds good. Yep. We have some great specials coming up for January. It's double free product months. And we also have this beautiful heart-shaped stone, which I can show you guys. Hold on a second. My puppies are coming on. Host a party between January 1st and January 15th, where you can get this beautiful heart-shaped stone. We've made cookies in it so far, and it's just so cute. I mean, you can just do so many things with it. Make cute little pizzas, and like we're talking holidays, Valentine's Day is going to be here before you know it. And you can make a little sweet treat for your family.
Aw, yeah. You can do cookies or brownies or pizza. So many different options.
Yeah. So cute. Even I was even thinking how cute the focaccia bread would look on here.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. And you could do, you know, how they're doing all those cute, like putting vegetables in there. Oh my gosh, you could make like a cute little scene on the heart with it. So yeah, this is a must have, and it's not something that's sold in our catalog. So this is an exclusive thing for our January hosts. If you have your party and close it by the 15th of January, and don't be scared to host at that time of year. Believe it or not, there's so many people that have now holiday money that they want to spend, or they didn't get what they wanted for Christmas because they were focusing on everybody else. So now they're going to buy for themselves. I'm usually like that. I usually am like, I'm going to get stuff for myself later. Mom always gets left out. It's like that SNL skit where mom got a robe. That's what I always feel like. So yeah.
Yep, and we deserve a little treats in our kitchen too.
Yep.
There's still birthdays coming up and everything else too. So people are always shopping and
Yep.
thinking of
For
what's
sure.
next and starting to plan for, like we were talking earlier, Super Bowl's coming up, Valentine's
Yep.
Day is coming up. It's just going to be one thing after another once we get through Christmas and New Year's. So
yep, it is. It's that time of year for sure. Yep. Awesome.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. So whether you're watching us live or you're catching the replay, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support all year and especially through the holidays. Our families really appreciate everything. So thank you for shopping small and thank you for supporting our small businesses.
Love you guys. Thanks. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you. There it is.